in Investigations. My name's James Bartholomew, and today we're going to be talking about the game Ukrainian Ninja by Dragonfire Games. This week's in Investigations, I'm trying out a new format where I'm going to talk about the game to you guys. Then we're going to go into a voiceover over the first maybe 10 minutes of the level, and we'll come back out and I'll sum up the game critically to you. The first game we're trying this out with is a game that definitely does need to be critically analysed, because it isn't a good game. Ukrainian Ninja, which as I said was made by Dragonfire Games based in Reno, Nevada, is a platformer which sounds really good on paper. You have your Ukrainian ninja, who is from a sect of ninjas that have gone around across the world to be like secret service guys for the kings and presidents of the world, which is a very cool premise. You have to collect gold and upgrade weapons to get through levels, and use parkour to collect extra gold by doing certain tricks. Again, something that sounds very cool. However, the execution of the game is not well done. Animations are poor, there's really bad voice acting, and the gameplay is just bad. It feels like the game's been very unpolished, and I'll demonstrate that in the video which we're going to watch right now. I want you to pay special attention to the first 10-20 seconds of the gameplay, where we go into the first voiceover of the game, which is extremely lifted from Borderlands. It starts off with the same voice acting, with a Russian-esque sounding guy saying the words, "So you want to hear a story," and then hand-drawn art depicting the story. Only this time, it's very obviously a guy in Reno doing a voice, an incredibly bad voice of a Ukrainian guy, in a really poor accent, trying to tell a story which sounds powerful, but really isn't. There's no heart to it, there's nothing, it just sounds like he's reading from paper. It's incredibly poor voice acting. So watch that, and then after that, I'll take you to the first level of the game. Again, pay specific attention to how lifted and how poorly done this intro movie is. So here you go, listen to that guy's voice. He's not professional voice acting, in fact I wouldn't even say it's a very good voice. It's very obviously a guy in America doing a Russian accent, and it just doesn't sound right. In fact, it sounds a little bit, and I hate using this word as many people know, it's a little bit offensive. It's really stereotypical and making fun of a culture, which are the games to do this in this day and age. The art style is okay. I mean, it looks like someone's drawn it in their spare time, but as these guys are indie devs, I assume this isn't their full-time job. These models, though, these are actual models from those ninjas, with actual models from the game itself, and those aren't good at all. Very stiff, very not human looking, and as you'll see in a moment once we get to main gameplay, they're tiny for some reason. I mean, you have the typical enemies, which are man's height, maybe between like 5'10" and 6'2", I don't know. And for some reason the ninja is like 4'2". I understand, yes, he's a ninja, he's supposed to be stealthy, he's from the... Well, I assume he's also slightly shorter, but why make him 4'2"? It doesn't make sense at all. And like those poses there are poses that human beings can't do. I mean, no one can turn their body like that at all. It's ridiculous to insinuate that. I'll let you finish listening to the rest of this voiceover, and you'll see where it goes from here. Alright, so here you go. That's the guy who's telling the story, and there you go. Look, he's a tiny, tiny little ninja. There he is doing impossible poses that people can't do. He's going to run here, and look at these animations. I mean, he jumped that window that didn't open. It was, or I guess curtains didn't move. They just. And there's the Ukraine. Well, Ukraine. Sorry, I recently found out, as I said earlier, Ukraine isn't the correct. It's just Ukraine now. There's the title card. Okay, so. This is the game, here, moving down, and we're just gonna, so that video plays at the beginning of the game, like you don't click start game, it just plays. So here we are, that's the start screen. I'm just looking at it now, there's the options, I'm running it at 1920, I will be not running at 1920 by 1080, here we go, we're going to apply settings, those are the control keys. You have a fire weapon button, which you don't do in this game until later on in the game. You only get to have a sword at the beginning, which doesn't make a lot of sense, you know? Okay, there we go, we're going to close the game, and we're going to start it up. Level 1, there we go. We'll start stage over because I didn't really get that far in. I want to show you guys just how brilliant the beginning of the level is. So here we go. Alright, so there's me running to the right. I'm gonna stop, and we're gonna run back to the left. I want to show you guys this animation. So when he turns direction, you see there's no actual turn animation. It just jumps between moving to the left, moving to the right. There's no animation between those animations. It's really stilted and jaunty. It's really odd. So okay, I think we're gonna move now further into the level. Here we go. Bad animations. That's the fire animation. So I don't have a sword yet. There's my sword, just doing that nowhere. For some reason, that's how it works. We're going to do this parkour thing, which is a cool idea. So that's how you traverse. It's a very traversal-based game, in a way similar to Strider, which is a game that I've been wanting to play for a while and just haven't yet. Here we go. That's me jumping. And do you see that? Again, there's no transitions between the animations. The attack animation is really odd.
Some jumps are more complex. This double jump is done by timing the jumps in the air.
They put so much emphasis onto it, it doesn't work for it. Here you go, that's the animation. So I just whack at the guy on the leg. I mean, you can block bullets with your sword, which is interesting mechanic. Again, if it works properly, it would be very cool. I don't see any reason to do it. You can't block bullets in the hand. So it seems like a superfluous mechanic. I'm going to try and parkour up and grab that gold coin. It'll take me a little bit of a while because it's so hard to tell. There's such a little degree for you room to failure on those jumps.
Stunts showing a time must be completed in the duration. Gold will be awarded.
This is one of those missions. So the game works. You get your gold by doing these missions or these segments of platforming within a certain time. Again, that's cool. I would like to be this whole thing made to get your gold. It's a very cool mechanic, very cool idea. But again, the parkour doesn't work too well. The animation, because the animations are so poor, it's hard to tell when you should be jumping because there's no good feedback for that. There's no level of hit a gun like come up here, slap him, bam bam, run through that door, and I've never been able to tell what's happening. I've done this level twice now, and there was a gold coin out there, right? You can't go get it because you have somehow, for some reason, they don't want you to be able to get that. That's a checkpoint. That shield. You don't quite know why it's a checkpoint, but it's a checkpoint. Or why shield's a checkpoint. It's the shop. So
buy weapons and health at the shop by pressing the use button.
Don't need some help. All you do. There's the throwing stars. And those just throw their legs. Fine for that. Again, they're not actual throwing stars, they look like bullets. They're not bullets, they are throwing stars though. And jump up here. So again, the parkour is a decent idea, but because there's no feedback to how you jump, I mean, when you jump, he just literally moves further into the air, so you can't even time and jump very well. And timing is something that's so vitally important to platforms like these that not having any, and this bit is frustrating. I believe I try it 3 or 4 times in this video and I just give up. Because there's no feedback giving you. I mean, there's no degree of error. There's no, and that'd be okay if it was a platform that had give you better feedback. The games that give you good feedback, such as Super Meat Boy or Electronic Super Joy, are fantastic platforms because all the difficulties they want you to make are they provide you with feedback. But on this one, and move the error. On this one, oh maybe I did do it. Okay. This one doesn't give you any room for error and no feedback, so there's no give or pull of how difficult it can be. It's just hard. Superfluously hard. Alright, this isn't all those. There's a tank. This is the first boss of the game, where you have to basically move fast to go in the tank. So we'll come over here, we'll jump on that. Jump up. We'll come up here and move over. And again, it's a cool mechanic. Time can't bad guys. Bad guys don't really pop that now this bit's amazing. So that is a bit of dynamite with tools. No dynamite. It's really cool modeling stuff. fell so slowly as well just shows that there's no thought being put into the physics. There's something that you'll see later by a helicopter shots that there is how to do that because there's this chain pull and the chain that does pulls in the something red. Those forces are hot and there's been a lot of bullets there. There's no need to do that. I mean, I just up and down. There's no... This game has a lot of nonsensical mechanics that have no need to be in the game. They put them in there because they don't have cool. And while I understand that, the game definitely needed to be good before having all of cool mechanics. There is no race. So one of my biggest problems with the game is how poor this game goes. I mean, look at this. So it's really hard to judge. It's so based on pixel perfect that there's no reasonable degree of viability. There's no huge failure. It feels like these developers want to make it more of a hard platform. And they put enough thought into what makes it a hard platform work. It's not the fact that it's pixel perfect. Feedback. But it's how it's about now I'm going to buy an AK because why not? Have a gold for it. It looks like a big powerful gun. Here we go. We're running here. And we're going to drop that down. And one thing that I don't quite understand being in the game is fall damage. Does that make sense to you guys? Would you put fall damage in a game about being ninjas, especially one platformer like this? I can't think of any platformer, any 2D that has fall damage. It's a really bizarre design. Yes, again, they want to make more. Apparently they want to make more platform. I honestly can't think of a 2D platform that's go. So now we're going to find this element. The exact same animation. So that's the chain. We're going to run up onto that chain. We're going to destroy this element. But first we're going to jump up and die. Does that make sense to you guys? Nowhere before in the game have we been told about that ability. The mechanic comes out nowhere. Again, why? Why kill me right now? Obviously but you see me as long loop it's odd how much this game nails this and the mechanics how much it's expected to know. Especially for a game as what's changed? Should that change? Go for 5 seconds like that. No physics in that. The helicopter goes up. Fine, the water side to create problems. Odd design and then that girder comes out. Right? There's full damage. Again, why full damage? Dragonfire Games, could you please let me know in an email or something why you decided to add full damage to your platformer? Because I'm absolutely, my mind is boggled at that design choice. It feels like a really odd maneuver on your part. Here we go, we're going to jump down here. And there's some sort of walking tank in the background, which I assume is one of the bosses. In fact, I know it is from the Steam trailer, which again isn't the best trailer in the world ever. So right there I was trying to buy health from the vendor, but I forgot the checkpoints heal me, which is it's nuts. It's a nice little mechanic. I appreciate that. So this is the transition between the first and the second level. You get into some sort of train crate. Okay, here we go. The train, and the train's going to move off. Whee! Okay, that's first level done. And it's, eh. So, this is bonus level. Basically, a level for you doing it more gold. fun for injury. Right over here, jump to gold, jump down there, gold. And I don't care enough about collecting gold if I'm making 47, which is practical on you, and I can afford to find more of it. But this is, again, one of the bits I hate. There's no, you want to do a pixel perfect jumping, make it there, but you can't do that because there's no, you can't tell when the guy's jumping or anything. In my area, it's really difficult time to start to judge a pixel perfect jumping. Here we go, I got it. And then for some reason I just probably because it wasn't doing pixel perfect. That's not the way you make a platform. If you want a platform to be pixel perfect, you need it to be giving the player so much more feedback. It's just not there in any way. And it's frustrating, incredibly frustrating. I mean, that I don't do very often in video games. But okay, here we go. Next level, on a train. With some missiles and some tanks and some guys. There I am. An AK-47. Run forward, and immediately there's a box there. Jumping into the table and the platform. There's some coins up there with the bottom. More jump. That is a very well thought out mechanic. It works very well. I'm just going to hammer it home into the back. And it makes sense why they decided to use one of their main mechanics. They don't. In fact, they don't actually make them more fun. They do double jump. They don't tell you how to attack. They don't tell you how to pick weapons. Just like, hey, go and go 10%. Really good, but there's so much that's not told to you. Then having design, is this supposed to be one card? Is it supposed to be a homage to the old platforms of Destiny? And I guess it is supposed to be.
We have revenue.
Of course, these things
Alan,
says
the bug.
Western Mario. If I was Nintendo, I would feel honestly offended that they've tried to say this about that. Because it's really not Western Mario. Right, at this point I've run out of gold. Yes! Yes! What am I sure of? I'm just going to pass it here. Use the button, tap the guys. And here's where you find out that me using my X button to hurt myself, you don't even see that, and it says, destroy yourself with some plasma bombs, which, those of you who don't know, is a inbuilt thing into the Unreal Engine, just being built on, which proves they haven't decided to change it. And at that point, I mean, I've just had enough. So we're going back to exit, and I'll wind this thing down. And there you have it. That's Ukrainian Ninja by Dragonfire Games, a game which, while presenting a good premise, doesn't really show a lot in terms of good content. Animations are shoddy, it's glitchy, it uses base Unreal Tournament text when you die, and there's no real semblance of good platforming there. All the bosses are designed in ways that don't really fit the game. And the voice acting's terrible, as well as it being a fairly buggy game. I do recommend not buying Ukrainian Ninja, and that's going to be the first negative review I've ever given, ever, really, on Indie Investigations. And so, thank you for watching, but don't play Ukrainian Ninja, and I'm sorry I have to say that, but it's critically just not a good game. And it's not one of those bad games you can play just to have fun, it's just terrible. And so, I have to recommend you don't buy the game, but I do recommend you subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos like this, more reviews, more vlogs about video game news, and an upcoming pundit-based indie games news show, where we'll be discussing indie games news, video game news, in a roundtable discussion moderated by myself. So thank you very much for watching. Please do hit that subscribe button. You can find me on Twitter at Iyagovos, Iyagovos, again, as the channel name, so I probably didn't need to spell that for you. And I do really appreciate all your support. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.